Tarrant County GOP Chair, Beau French, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Great to be here, Jack.
So let me ask you, let's start in Mansfield, where you, the Tarrant County GOP, backed mayoral candidate Julie Short over the incumbent Michael Evans. He won re-election. And on the ISD, the Republicans, you guys backed three of the incumbents, including the board chair, and they all lost, the incumbents. So what happened?
Yeah, well, we're still looking at that, to be honest with you. Turnout was just extremely low, as it usually is in these municipal races. I think that my initial reaction was a lot of would-be Republican voters are pretty content with what's happening in Washington, D.C. right now, with all the winning that Trump's been doing. I mean, he's closed the border, crossings are down, 98%. Deportations are happening. He's working on bringing jobs back to America with this tariff policy. And so I think just a lot of Republicans are looking around saying, hey, on all the big picture issues, things are going in the right direction. So it's hard to get them to focus on these local elections. One thing that the Tarrant County GOP hadn't done a lot of in the past, I'm not saying it's done nothing, but we really decided that we wanted to try to help some candidates that we thought could use a little bit of help. And so we got endorsements for the ones who wanted those, and got the Republican Party of Texas to come in behind us and give endorsements as well. We spent a little money trying to alert people to what was going on in Mansfield. I mean, look, Mansfield is a place that is growing, and we always want to help candidates that are going to be for lower taxes, lowering your property taxes, not having the craziness in our school systems with the LGBTQ nonsense and the DEI nonsense. And so, most Republican voters obviously are, in line with that, but getting them excited about and seeing the value of getting involved in these local elections is a tall task, which is why, I mean, countywide, statewide, in fact, you look at turnout numbers and they're really, really low, even compared to the primaries, which are obviously already much lower than general elections.
So let me just confirm what you said, just make sure I heard you correctly. And that is that the Republican Party of Texas also backed Julie Short and those three school board candidates, the incumbents in Mansfield.
Well, I know that of the Tarrant County GOP endorsements, the RPT also endorsed some of the candidates. I don't have the list in front of me as to which ones they did. We had hundreds of candidates on the ballots in Tarrant County, so I don't have that list in front of me right now.
And so I spoke briefly with the Tarrant County Democratic Party chair, your counterpart on the other side, and Crystal Gaydon told me that she believes this is a pushback against Republicans and a pushback against the school choice education savings account that's now in effect, signed by the governor on Saturday. She thought this was definitely pushback on the Republicans. What's your thought?
Well, of course she's going to say that. I mean, they don't have anything else. They've lost on every other issue. Look, school choice is something that's in the Republican Party platform. It is favored by the vast majority of Texans. Now, you could argue about the specifics of this particular bill, but remember, this bill is just a starting point, and I think the ultimate goal is over the course of the next several Texas legislature cycles, that what we'll see is a refinement to this and an expansion of this. So, I'm not going to judge this bill just on exactly how it is now, but this was a starting point for the ultimate goal of having school choice in Texas.
I also spoke with Mayor Evans, and he said he believes the message here was keep partisan politics out of municipal races for city council, mayor, and school board. What do you say to that?
Well, of course they say that, but I mean, they're the ones that put partisanship in it when they push this radical leftist ideology, much higher taxes, much higher spending, and then all of the, crazy LGBT and DEI stuff in schools. So they're the ones actually pushing it. So don't be surprised when Republicans stand up and say, hey, enough is enough. We want our property taxes to go down. And by the way, it is these schools and these cities that are spending, a big chunk of that money. It's not the state. And so, Republicans are wanting to push back on that, but yet we are the ones that get accused of being partisan. No, this is a response to the partisanship that Democrats have already injected into the process. This notion that these municipal elections are nonpartisan, all that really means is there's just not a primary process like there is in the November elections. We have a primary process to choose the Democrat nominee and the Republican nominee to be on the general election ballot. The only difference is these elections, anybody can sign up to be on the ballot. It's not, going through a primary process. So everything is partisan in terms of like the people are partisan. The people have their own viewpoints. They either ascribe to a more Republican, vision of the world or a more Democrat vision of the world. And so, that was our job, is to go in and identify people who we thought would be better suited to push ideas that we know work: lower taxes, lower spending, and the craziness out of education. And by the way, most people, when you ask them on those individual issues, do agree with those things.
And my last question to you is, it sounds like just from, our discussion that the party, the Tarrant County GOP, is going to continue backing candidates in various races, whether, whether for mayor's races, council races, and school boards.
Look, you have to understand that we went to we looked at a lot of different races, and we went and asked the candidates, is Tarrant County Republican Party endorsement something that you would be interested in? We didn't just like invent this, ourselves, or pull it out of a hat. We worked with candidates who actually wanted that endorsement because they thought in their districts that would be helpful to them, because they see the world as we see the world, and that is all the things that I just listed. So again, we will continue to try to help Republicans. That is the job of the Republican Party of Tarrant County, is to try and help Republicans get elected to office. So that's all we're trying to do.
So hearing that, is this a loss for the Republicans this time?
I don't view it that way. I think that this just shows that Republicans need to do a better job of organizing behind Republicans and motivating our voters to get involved in these local elections. I think, one criticism I have had of Republicans as the new Tarrant County GOP chairman, as of the last year and a half, is that Republicans in Tarrant County have been way too complacent and allowed Democrats to grow in numbers and power here in Tarrant County, as we saw, with the elections in 2020. So, it is my opinion that we need to, as Republicans, be more bold and push our agenda and show people why that is the thing that is going to work and be best for Tarrant County long term.
Tarrant County GOP Chair Beau French, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
You got it, Jack. Thank you.